Hello, welcome to my channel, Aphrodite Mafia. You can call me Drew, and I'm here to help you connect with Aphrodite and the planet Venus. Aphrodite is one of the main goddesses that I like to work with, and it really has helped me a lot, and it's something I would like to share, pass on. So we're just going to go over some ways that you can more deeply connect with this archetype in your daily life. It'll be kind of more of an intro video. Down the line, I'll probably be doing readings. We'll probably do like some fun botanicals. You can make goddess oil. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff coming up, but this is just kind of an intro to the energy of Aphrodite. So, firstly, we're going to read about Aphrodite straight from one of my favorite books. It's Goddesses for Every Season by Nancy Blair. Wonderful book. So Aphrodite, you could see here, she's holding a dove. She's got a very strong but peaceful energy. It's definitely not weak. Aphrodite is the goddess of love, sacred sexual pleasure, and destiny. She was honored throughout the ancient world as queen of the sea and guardian of natural law, which cannot be altered by human interpretation. The month of April is dedicated to her. Her animal ally is the dove. The Semitic word for dove, ion, is a cognate of the word yoni, or vulva. At Aphrodisias in Turkey is a temple dedicated to her. Pomegranate, fig, and olive trees grace the landscape. While visiting there, I imagined Aphrodite seated on her throne, administering justice with clear-sighted compassion. She listened respectfully to all the details, watching gestures and facial expressions for subtle and shadowed truths. With eloquent calm, Aphrodite called harmony back into being. I felt her peaceful presence in the warm wind that stirred the air and pressed against my cheek like a mother's sweet kiss. Call Aphrodite's name. Let her beauty flow through you. Let her divine essence stir the sea of memory within you. State your innermost yearnings aloud, your voice distinct and clear. Whatever disputes you may be having in your relationships will soon pass. Dwell silently in this peaceful moment. And an affirmation that they suggest here, which Aphrodite is all about affirmation, self-affirmation, self-love. So this is a wonderful one to start your day with. I stand in awe of the beauty all around me. I honor and share my talents and skills. I appreciate my strength and wisdom. I am blessed in goddess grace. And really that's what Aphrodite is about. We'll be talking a lot about feminine energy, and when I do say that, I mean that in the most non-gendered way. It's just about an energy. You know, we all have different amounts of that energy within us, and we express it in different amounts. So when I talk about that, I'm definitely not meaning to exclude anybody. We all have our feminine energy, and so now that we know a little bit about the goddess and that element, I'm going to go through, and this is one of my favorite decks. It's Archetype Cards by Carolyn Miss. It's a really great way, it's real Jungian, to just kind of go through and explore all the varied archetypes that we have here in the 3D realm that we're in. And I picked out 3 that I really felt resonated with the spirit of Aphrodite. And I'm going to probably go in order of intensity. God, that's hard to choose. Okay, so we're going to start with Lover. And the light attributes are great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. The shadow attributes are obsessive passion that harms others or self-destructive devotion. We can become so obsessed that we lose ourselves. I'm sure we've all experienced that, but here's a little close-up there if you can see, a little glare. The second is going to be hedonist, and the light attributes of that would be inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Again, self-love. The shadow attributes of this are pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So that's self-explanatory. There's nothing wrong with pleasure, but the way that we pursue it can become harmful, just like with anything, it can be overdone. And the final, I feel most powerful archetype is the goddess archetype. And the light attribute there is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. The shadow attribute is exploitation of the female nature and form, which I have so much to say about that, but that's for another video. Some of the physical items that you can use to kind of call in Aphrodite are, I'm going to start with some of my favorite things in the world, which is crystal babies. So you could do anything that reminds you of the sea. This is, gosh, which one is this guy? I cannot remember. I'll remember as soon as I put the camera down, but this is, I think Botswana agate, I think. Very cool. It looks like the inside of a shell. And then rose quartz. This is a lighter example, but it is rose quartz. And also a surprising one that I like just because it radiates that kind of like, I don't know, I could just imagine this like glowing from something deep within a shell. And that is Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt. I just love the glow that it has. It's very ethereal. And that's kind of the energy that Aphrodite does present. Another wonderful thing that you can use to draw in the vibe of Aphrodite is rose water. So rose water, this is my favorite. It is from Heritage Store, and Heritage Store is actually offshoot from Edgar Cayce. Definitely look into Edgar Cayce. Very, very cool guy. He's definitely connected to something there. So rose water is wonderful. You could spray this on yourself. You could spray it in your home. You could spray it on your sheets. Actual roses. So when we think of a rose, you know, we think it's delicate, it's beautiful, it smells good, but it also has a thorn. And that is part of the power of Aphrodite, is to know when to protect that sacred energy of yourself so that the bugs can't crawl up and destroy your flower, right? Because we all have beautiful sacred energy within us that we need to treasure so that we can elevate to what our purpose is, I feel, and we really can't do that if we're not letting our boundaries stay firm. So boundaries are good. Softness is not weakness, and you can definitely stand up for yourself. Aphrodite will help you stand up for yourself, in fact, and really just make you see the value that you have, and that's one of my favorite things. So another really wonderful thing we have, and this is one of my favorites, and it's rose incense. And this is a specific incense that's supposed to be especially good, Morning Star. Thank you, Nora. A specifically good brand to use because it doesn't have toxins in it. It's supposed to be like very good for if you have any sort of breathing problems. So that's good for right now when we're in the allergy season. And finally, the hot drink right now is rosé. So rosé, definitely, if you want to kind of, if you drink, if not, you know, there's other, I believe I did see Martinelli's had like a rosé cider. So these are all items that you could gather also to create an altar. I do highly recommend, if you're going to work with Goddess energy, you want to set up a space where you can check in, ideally daily. That might not always be realistic, but I mean, you want to give yourself a benchmark to check in. So that's my intro video to all things Aphrodite. Thank you so much for watching, and please come back because there is definitely more to come. And thank you for watching. Take care.